Hey, what's up? This is Nate with ULT. We're going to do another design session. We're going to look at some of our upcoming products that are in development. You often start with sketches. I love to do graphite sketches on paper, and I love to collect all of my sketches. And most of the time, nobody ends up seeing these things, but I put them in folders, and I like to go back over them because it's almost like you're collecting ideas, just like when you were a kid, you collect baseball cards. And then you start to do prototyping, where you develop your first pre-production samples. So this table has a bunch of our new pre-production samples for the upcoming ULT release. One of the biggest themes in the new ULT collection is how can we be greater together, or how can we be for the future? And that really came out of this feeling of how racism pulls people apart, and quarantine pulls people apart, and being isolated in your home, you're obviously not with your friends or your community. So how can we make people feel closer together? Being able to wear a custom dyed piece of shorts. I love this sewn label tremendously. I love the way the light hits this gel with a 3M kind of typography, kind of overprint. The fleece has this soft hand feel, 3M print, looks like charcoal. I've been wanting to make a flannel for forever, and you can see this this screen print with the gel kind of adding texture to that by still being very flexible with the garment. So there's all kinds of fun to discover. I mean, I'm clearly a very big fan of like high contrast, but also muted tones, and the way that light interacts with clothing. So I think this is kind of our canvas, and people are the museum. And we're going to adorn those walls with really cool pieces of product that you can wear and celebrate different ideas that we all kind of share together. Virtual Hugs is all about being able to be close with your family and friends from far apart. So it's not a full chromatic traditional rainbow. I call this a black rainbow because it is a little somber, but there is some bright points, and hidden within one of these pieces of the rainbow is a lot of silver reflective light. So yeah, Virtual Hugs, you know, we're all on Zooms and streams and more than ever these days. So that's really the story behind that one. I love the way that light can play inside chrome and silver and pieces of the sun, and all this kind of like cosmic light is a ton of fun, and it really has a clean presentation in how it can react to the eye when it moves. Similarly, you know, the gel prints have a very similar effect. I'm quite into the tooth quality. It's almost like a bit of a watercolor paper, the way that it has a bit of pulpy tooth quality when you touch it, and the light definitely picks up, and then you see the washed, distressed fabric below in the negative space here. I am completely obsessed with these custom dies. Every single inch is unique between piece to piece. The way it kind of naturally happens, it's a little bit of chaos when you think about it, but it comes out so beautiful, and it's really, really a fun way to accent other solids, is introducing these kind of like randomized dye patterns that start to occur naturally on their own. And then you add a bit of clean texture with this sewn label, with a beautiful pop of neon to contrast the muted kind of earth tones that are going on here with this custom dye.